Mario and Luigi Brothership has been a great experience for me so far, and I have little to no complaints. Well, I'm not gonna say no, there's definitely some complaints, but overall they haven't impacted my fun whatsoever, and I still have been enjoying this game and looking forward to the ending of this game. I'm just about a little over halfway through so far, but there's definitely one thing that I've seen a lot of people complain about, and it's something that I'm going to have to agree with, and it's also one of my biggest mysteries and confusions with this game, and that will have to be Luigi. Yes, the second of the two main characters in this game, because it's a Mario and Luigi game. How in the world can Luigi be an issue? Well, he definitely is in various different ways and also raises a huge question for me. Before I dive into the Luigi anomaly here, thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe. A lot of you watching are not yet subscribed, and a lot of you guys did yesterday, well over 100, so thank you so much. But also this Friday, I have a very special announcement regarding my own Nintendo Land plushie that you can get your hands on as well. So I'm sure you're super excited for the announcement, but if you want to pre-register so that way you can get emailed as soon as pre-orders go live Friday, so please feel free to click the link in the description if you're interested. Thanks guys. So why is Luigi such a problem in Mario and Luigi Brothership? Well, he was handled in a very weird way this time around, and I feel like he's the main issue of the game if a lot of people are having issues at all. So what am I talking about? Well, there's a lot of points that I want to make here. Let's start off with the battle system. So there is a main flaw here. In almost every single Mario and Luigi game to date, you were always able to control Luigi with the B button in battling. Now you still attack with B and all your actual button prompts are using B still, but when it comes to choosing attacks and also choosing your plays, you have to push A, which is completely confusing, and if you played past Mario and Luigi games, it's definitely going to throw you off. I mean, I just now, almost 15 to 20 hours into this game, have finally gotten used to it, and it's so frustrating though, because normally you pick the respective button of the bro in order to choose things. So now you pick A to choose Mario's items and abilities, and then you push A again to choose Luigi's, but then you actually have to push B in order to execute Luigi's attacks. It's very confusing. So it might just simply be due to the fact that it's a new development team with Acquire Studios, which is a Japan-based studio. Maybe they're just not, familiar with that part of past games, or maybe they just decided to make it uniform across where you simply just use A for everything. It's strange because especially when you're attacking with Luigi, like I said, you're still pressing that B button. So it's A for Mario, A, B for Luigi. Just something that should have been changed, and it's not a game breaker. It's not something that really makes me hate the game, but it is something I struggled with mentally, and I kept fumbling my controls almost every single battle, like I said, for the first 15 hours, and I'm not even joking. I would always think my controller went dead because I kept hitting the B button and Luigi wouldn't do anything, and then I'm like, oh, that's because you're supposed to hit the A button. But like I said, it's a minor complaint until I start moving into Luigi's other problems. So my second problem is I feel like Luigi is used here as the main gimmick of the game once again, just like he was in Dream Team, where it was all Luigi and inside of the dreams of Luigi and Luiginary works and all that jazz. But this time it's based on Luigi logic, which is this new thing where Luigi just thinks. It's pretty weird. Honestly, we're doing basic things that we have been doing in all the past Mario and Luigi games, like little mini games where you're using their hammers in order to hit things back according to the beat and stuff, or little dance routines, or just like little mini games all over the different islands. But for the most part, it's really basic stuff. But every single time Luigi has an idea, you have to sit and watch this little animation of him do his little pose, and then he goes on to do something extremely basic. I'm a little confused by this, and I feel like Luigi's logic could have been used for some more unique things. In battling, it's absolutely phenomenal. For instance, it's used in boss battles and even mini bosses where Luigi will interact with something in the background in order to affect the actual boss battle itself, causing you to do some little thing in order to expose a weakness of a boss, which is actually really, really cool, and it's one of my favorite parts of the battling system. But even with that said, I wish they'd done more stuff like this in the overworlds. I wish there was some more unique things that Luigi could do that really made it change up how the worlds worked and actually added some new mechanics. But so far, like I said, I'm about 20 hours into this game and it never really went past basic things like, oh, there's a locked door, so Luigi decides to dive into it and you mash the button and then he's done. Or hey, there's a ladder up there and Luigi decides to jump and float up in order to grab it. Or hey, there's a barrel and Luigi needs to jump inside, but you have to sit and watch a whole animation of Luigi thinking about about it. It's really basic things, and I wish they actually incorporated more of the uniqueness from the Luigi's Logic boss battle gameplay into the actual overworld. I think it would have been better they just gave Luigi an ability, like Snoutlet follows him around, or at least hides in his hat the whole time, so maybe Snoutlet could have gave him some type of function in order to change things in the overworld, but him just having basic ideas and, you know, no one else in the whole game can have these ideas but Luigi makes it pretty strange. But even those are small problems, and I can even admit they haven't affected the gameplay whatsoever for me. There's one problem though that's left that is truly an issue with Luigi in this game as a whole, and that is Luigi's AI. Luigi is treated like a separate character in this game, which is the first time for the series entirely. Normally, Mario and Luigi are always bound together, including even the babies and partners in time and Paper Mario and Paper Jam, and they are always inseparable, which means if Luigi got hit by an enemy, you would go into battle because he worked the same way as Mario, and just because he was behind Mario didn't mean that he was any less playable. There's lots of situations where you guys would separate and you'd have Mario playable and Luigi playable, and you would have to meet up, like in Superstar Saga's Joke's End. But at the end of the day, you always controlled both of them when they were together. You jumped with both of them, you platformed, you went and adventured with both of them. Well, in this game, you're really just playing as Mario, and Luigi is just a separate AI character that follows you around. And it is very strange. It almost takes out the whole meaning of Mario and Luigi. It's just like Mario and Luigi's there, you know what I mean? And it just feels weird. I immediately felt like something was off when I started the game, and I realized that I would not be doing platforming with Luigi. There was no more pushing A and B at the same time to cross gaps or just pressing them slightly separate in order to help them cross bigger gaps. It was just controlling Mario, and Luigi would just follow behind. And it's something that I'm going to say I do not like. It almost makes it feel more like Paper Mario now, or even Mario RPG instead of a Mario and Luigi game. And unless there's more in this game, so far I just reached the 3rd lighthouse, so I feel like I'm pretty deep into this game, like I said, 20 hours in, and there was only one situation where Mario and Luigi got separated, which allowed us to really play as Luigi. But for one, it's a branched path of the story that you have to choose, because if you don't, you'll never even get to play as Luigi. And for 2, you don't battle a single enemy as Luigi. Separately as Mario you do, you battle a couple enemies as Mario separately, but for Luigi you just run around a room, do a couple of things, collect some coins, and you're done. And I was really hoping there could be some more elements of Luigi's gameplay by himself, but no, I mean, you very little control Luigi in this game. And I'll also add, the AI is very bad at times. There's a lot of times where Luigi gets stuck in certain areas, and I have to wait for him to get unstuck. There's even some times where it doesn't tell me. I'm just like, where the heck did Luigi go? I had to backtrack all the way back to find Luigi stuck in some area, and I had to move him around to try to get him unstuck, and then he would follow me, instead of just warping him to me like they would do in past games if Luigi did get stuck anywhere. And then there's times where Mario and Luigi will separate, where Luigi will have to hit a switch as Mario does platforming, and those are not bad sections at all. But the problem is, once you call Luigi, or if you accidentally call Luigi over, it'll stop your progress of wherever you're at, move Mario off of the platform, making him fall back down to the bottom floor just to meet up with Luigi. And then those are like, hi bro, and then yeah, they're back together. And it's so frustrating because I accidentally called Luigi over certain times, and it took away all my progress, brought Mario down just to come meet with Luigi. I hate that. Just bring Luigi over or just warp him over. They don't need a, specific way of how he has to get over. Just warp him. I don't care. But Luigi's AI also leads me to my last point that I'm trying to make, is I can't believe that Nintendo didn't have multiplayer in this game. I mean, when I was watching the trailer of Luigi kind of moving separately, I mean, we could see it from the very beginning that he wasn't following close behind Mario like past games. I was willing to bet my literal savings on the fact that there would be co-op. And I can't believe there's no co-op. I just can't even try to wrap my mind around how there's no co-op. Why? And what reason? Why? I mean, it almost makes me believe that it was literally the reason they did this, and then at the last second something didn't work out and Nintendo just cut it and they just left it up to AI to control Luigi. I mean, literally, you have a situation where if Luigi runs too far off screen, it will kind of load them back together. It'll give you a little animation of them running back towards each other. So you literally could have just had the second player stay in the same screen as Mario. It would have made perfect sense. I mean, literally, the controls are separate in the battle system, so you could have just had some other player hold a different controller and they control Luigi's portions as you controlled Mario's portions, so battling would have been fine. overworld exploration would have been fine. Everything would have worked out, and I just can't figure out how this wasn't a thing. And in fact, I'm probably going to make a whole video on how multiplayer should have been in this game and how it actually would have worked, and I don't think I need to really explain how it would have worked. I mean, you could literally just see what the AI is doing with Luigi right now. But man, it was just such a huge missed opportunity, and I wished if this was in fact the case, like if they did cut multiplayer, instead they should have just reverted it back to basic Mario and Luigi gameplay. I don't mind having Luigi go off and do his things. Like, he does help when he smashes boxes, or you can just have him go and do everything for you if you want. He could be Mario's personal slave. Just, hey, go pick these turnips, go get these coins or whatever. That's perfectly fine, and I don't even mind that at all. And actually, for the most part, the AI is pretty smart when it comes to having him go do a specific task. But man, I wish there was an option where Luigi could just also follow behind Mario when they're just running around and platforming, so that way I can actually control him as well. It does mess with me a bit, and I feel like this whole problem with Luigi is something that does bring people's score down of this game, and I feel like it's one of my biggest issues with the game so far. But overall, it still wasn't enough to make me dislike this game so far, and it's still relatively early, I think, in my playthrough. I still think I'm just about halfway through this game, so there's still a lot for me to see and a lot for me to explore and find. But definitely let me know in the comments down below what you think of the game so far, based on what you've played. Also, let me know how far along you are in the game. Just kind of give me an idea with your hours and where you are at the game, just by saying like the second tower, the third tower, or what part of the ocean, so I can see kind of where you are and gauge my own gameplay with you guys. But thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe before you head out, and also remember to click on the link in the description down below to be notified when my plushie actually goes live for sale this Friday. But thank you guys so much for tuning in, and like always, I'll see you all on the next one. See you guys.